Welcome back for another installment of our voter education series, taking you through all of the different roles on the ballot in the Milford local election to learn a little bit more here in the community. And today we're so happy to be joined by Rudy Lioce. He's part of the sewer commissioners here in Milford. Rudy, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me, Tim. Appreciate it.
We're looking to learn a little bit more about each of these individual roles here in the town. And so I'd love for you to tell us a little bit in your own words, sort of the basic role of a sewer commissioner here in the town.
Yeah, sure. So sewer commissioner role, we basically are, I'll say, an executive administrative board, oversees many things that happens down at the board, down the department. We handle budgets, licensing and permits. We work closely with other boards in town in departments such as zoning, planning, and building department when projects are going on. We will take care of maintaining, obviously, the system, capacity issues, drain layer license if we have new drain layers in town or renewing applications every year, connection permits. We deal with fees, budgets, sometimes union contracts for our employees. So there's many things that we'll handle down there, as well as making sure that the director of operations has what he needs for the daily operations down there.
Great. And in terms of the commitment, Rudy, for a sewer commissioner, can you kind of walk us through maybe like week to week, month to month, what that time commitment is?
Yep. It really depends on what's going on in town. When things are flowing, so to speak, and quiet, we will generally meet once a month, sometimes every 3-4 weeks, and handle the monthly, again, licensing and fees. We approve our minutes from each meeting. Once a week, we have to sign bills and payroll, so we will either go down the facility or they'll be delivered to us so we can review them and sign them. So that's basically the commitment. When there's a lot more going on, such as when we were dealing with the casino or a 40B or some large projects in town infrastructure-wise, we may have to meet more often and frequently. Just really depends on what our load is. We've done some big capital projects, so we met a little bit more. We're in the process right now of doing a big project down in the Field Pond Road area, which includes piping and infrastructure and upgrading our pump station. Quite a big project. So once that got off the ground, most of that is handled by the director of operations for the day-to-day.
What attracted you to first run for this position?
So long story short, when I purchased my home back in 2002, we had some sewer issues and dealt with that for a couple of years. And at the time, I felt that the current board wasn't as friendly and as transparent to deal with. So I said to myself, once my issues were rectified, it was a board that I had showed some interest in after learning quite a bit about the sewer department, that I wanted to get involved with and help customers and residents moving forward.
That's a great story to share with the community. I feel that sometimes to get involved in the town, sometimes it takes that personal tie where you have something that happens in your own life that really gives you that motivation to get involved in local politics in some way. And so, that's a great inspiration to folks out there who maybe have an interest in town or something that's caused you to maybe attend some meetings. And, before you know it, you could start to serve in that capacity yourself. So that's a great story to keep in mind. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the big challenges that you faced on the sewer commission?
Not a ton. It's not an overly challenging board. I mean, the biggest thing is when I first got on the board, we were having a lot of issues with what they call I&I, inflow and infiltration. We were going through a period of time with weather where we were having continuing rain, so we were getting a lot of overflows. We were having backups. So dealing with the town residents with their problems was probably the biggest issue, because I had worked through my own and I wanted to help everybody as much as I can. Some were better than others, some as out of your control, just like any other thing. But that was probably my biggest challenge when I got on there. I've been in this town all our life. Family's a 100-year generation. I wasn't a super political guy. I was a town meeting member, but now that I'm in my 6th term, that was probably the biggest challenge, was just trying to make sure I could help everybody the way that I felt that it needed to be helped.
It seems like there can be some detailed projects that the sewer commission deals with. Is there a certain background that is helpful for someone if they are interested perhaps in running for the sewer commission?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody that's been in a construction world, plumbing world, I'll say, municipal wastewater world, that is probably going to be a big key to having the knowledge. The current board right now, our chairman has been on the board for years and years. He's a Mason. Myself, I'm an automotive technician and a business owner. So again, at the time, I wasn't interested, but I learned quite a bit. And then our other board member was worked for the town for years and years in the school, and it's just being able to thought process, budget, learning what you can deal with, trying to get that brainstorming to work towards a goal, work towards a solution for people that are having a problem. So again, anybody that has some type of mechanical ability, knowledge of mechanical systems, you can pick it up and learn.
That's so helpful to hear, Rudy. So as we wrap things up here today, why do you feel it's important for people to get involved in whatever capacity in the local political process here in Milford?
Yeah, so again, I mean, everybody has their own want and need. You have the people with the school committee for the children. Myself, again, it was an issue that I was having. I know we were having infrastructure issues. I wanted to work with making improvements, knowing it wasn't going to happen overnight, and it's still not going to happen overnight. I mean, a lot of these systems are still 100 years old. So we've worked together collaboratively with other departments to just make headway. I think it's really important to keep the town updated and maintained as much as possible. It just keeps everybody happy. It keeps homeowners happy, residents happy. Dealing with the rates, keeping those as low as possible is really the biggest thing. So.
All great information to hear. So, just again, that message out there to the community, get involved in this process, whether you have an interest in running for one of the offices here in town or perhaps just getting more involved in the voting process as well. But certainly a lot of important things go on here at the local level, and we continue to learn that more and more with all of these interviews that we do. Rudy Lioce, thanks for all you do here in the community, and thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Tim. Thank you for everybody.